Welcome to TriggerMesh, the open source Amazon Event Bridge alternative. From simple event flows to connect applications, to offering events through an internal developer platform, and even extending commercial software with new event sources. Pick from our list of included event sources and targets, route and transform events, and enjoy the flexible deployment options. In this short video, we'll start working with events thanks to the new TriggerMesh command line interface called tmctl. Let's install tmctl with Homebrew. Let's create a broker that will deliver events from producers to consumers reliably. Let's send the broker its first event. First, we'll open a second terminal to watch events that land on the broker. Let's create an AWS SQS source that captures events from a specific queue. Let's push an event to the SQS queue and see that it gets ingested by TriggerMesh. We can see the value of the body of the event and also metadata like the event type and event source. Let's make an Azure event source that notifies us every time an event lands on a service bus topic. Let's push an event to the service bus topic and make sure it lands in TriggerMesh. The JSON transformation makes it easy to transform events without writing any code. Let's write a simple transformation that takes events coming from the Azure source and adds a new attribute to the body of the event. We can now watch as the transformed events appear in the broker with the new attribute. For those that prefer code, you can write transformations in Python, Node.js, and Ruby. Let's start routing events to an AWS Lambda function. I've already deployed a Python function on Lambda that receives events and prints out their contents. Let's create a Lambda target on our broker. To tell the broker that it should deliver the event to the target, I'll create a trigger. Triggers contain filters that are used to define exactly which events should fire the trigger. I'm going to filter for events produced by the JSON transformation that we did before. Let's send a test event into the broker to see if we can trigger the Lambda function. I'm using sendEvent to mock events coming from our transformation by setting the type to transformation.output. Let's have a look at our Lambda function logs, and there's our event. Now let's go back and push an event onto our Azure topic. And now we can see that the Lambda function has been triggered with the event from Azure and that it includes the transformed event. Let's use tmctl describe to have a look at what we've just done. It shows you all the sources, targets, triggers, and transformations that you've created. It even includes important information about event types produced and consumed by different components. Now we'll use the dump command to export what we've done as a Kubernetes manifest. This manifest provides all the custom resource definitions needed to run TriggerMesh natively on Kubernetes. First up, I'm going to stop the broker running on my laptop to avoid conflicts with the Kubernetes environment later. Over here, I have a Kubernetes cluster with TriggerMesh installed. Now I can export and directly pipe my manifest straight into kubectl apply. Now I can trigger my end-to-end event flow again, except this time it isn't running on my laptop on Docker, it's on production-ready Kubernetes. We're pushing another event to the Azure topic and making sure it triggers our Lambda function. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you soon on TriggerMesh.com.